Today I'm tying a hackled collared 1/32 ounce jig. This is in my 400 line of jigs I tied for bluegill, crappie, bass. I hit them. So what I'm using is 140 diameter thread. Run it back to the hook point like always, then run it right back up to the center. Pull my bobbin up here. Give it a backwards twist. The feather that I'm using today is a hen back. If you buy the back, you can get it a whole lot cheaper. You'll get all them feathers for jigs. There's thousands of jigs on there. When you pull your feather off, it's going to have a natural bend to it. What you can do is take the back side of your scissors and put the feather on your finger and just kind of lightly pull it, and it'll straighten the back part of the feather out enough to put it on that jig where it won't have such a downturn to it. I'm tying that feather in. I'm adding a piece of silver flash down each side. Just tie it on the side of your hook. And I'm leaving it probably 1 times as long as the hook shank back behind, or the hook. Then get the other side, cutting it the same length. Run your thread about halfway back up the hook. Then tie in your chenille. This one has a actual green showed through it. This in my eBay store, this is number 425. If you want to look at it and see the colors or purchase some. All right, when you're tying hackled jigs, go ahead and spend the money and get you a good saddle. It's going to have good long feathers on it where you can tie multiple jigs with it. Plus, it's going to be easier to work, and it's going to stand up like it's supposed to. You know, the hackle collars, what they're intended to do is it really causes a bubble as it's pulling through the water, and it just gives it a more lifelike look when you're fishing it. Give it 2 wraps. Cut off the excess. We'll finish it about 3-4 times. That's the jig. Take and dab you a little bit of cement right behind that head and the collar. Then that jig is complete. So let's tie another one. Like I said, this is a 1/32 ounce jig head. This is a number 8. No, this is number 6 sickle. I use number 8 on the 124s. Just run your thread back to your hook point, halfway, give it a spin. I say this, see, that's the part of the hen back that I pulled off. I'm just working with that line of feathers right now. Still got the bend to it. Let's put a little twist out. See how it straightened that feather out. This makes it a whole lot better looking jig. Even if they're bent, when they get wet, they're going to straighten out some. But you also, when you're tying your jigs, you want it to look good once you get done with them. You don't want to have a jig that looks terrible. Won't stay together. You got to satisfy the fisherman and the fish. But the fisherman's going to see it first. So if it's pretty to your eye, maybe it'll work for the fish too. And some of these, you know, you experiment with on different feathers and different ways to tie it. Carry it out and let the fish tell you if it's going to be a good color or not. You know, you might not want to tie that combination anymore. But this one has been a good one. Seems like Midwest and up north, Illinois, send a lot of these jigs to Illinois. And tie in your chenille. Make sure that when you start wrapping it, make sure that your flash down each side are still in line when you go to wrapping that chenille. Get up to the neck. And tie in your hackle feather. It's 2 wraps, you don't need much. We'll finish it off. Put your little cement behind that head. Just tie that feather in. And that's done. That's a hackle collared 1/32 ounce jig. That's a good jig. Like I said, that's number 425 1/32 of my jig patterns. So hope this helps. Thanks, guys.